All right, tubers, Madame Roy back once again. Just trying to get this camera angle adjusted properly. Hope everybody's having a great Valentine's Day. I know I haven't done a live stream in a while, mainly because I've been extremely busy as usual. Trying to get the vlogs out for you guys. I have no idea why I got so much hate on yesterday's vlog, but it happens. Can't please everybody all the time. Let's see who's here. Wow, quite a few people. Chris Bartlett, he was here earlier, but I think he's left. Maybe we'll see him a little bit later. I've ever heard of fixed wireless through cell companies. No, that's a new one on me. Eric says I also appear to be here. Yeah, he and I were just chatting a few minutes ago. He got some great deals on some Kingston SSDs. I may be picking up a few of those myself. It'd be really good to put in some of my computers that I refurbish. What else we got? Eric goes, I'm thinking about getting an oversized mouse pad type thing. I want a gamer's Nexus mod mat, but they are really expensive. Yeah, so you have the range. Unfortunately, where I am, my space for my mouse pad is that wide, so I can't get anything bigger than what I already have here. Mine's getting pretty nasty, too. I'm going to have to replace it pretty soon. Yeah, I've never heard of fixed wireless. It's interesting. Ruben goes, hey, Matt, it's been raining yesterday and today. Wow. Yeah, it's been all right here. We've had some off days. We had a couple of days where it was overcast and some like sun showers, but no real rain to speak of. Not recently. Though the temperature is really nice. It got up to 60 degrees today. Zach Movie Collection 1999 Melton said, what's up? Doing really well. Well, there's a little lull. I'm going to do a little bit of a Dollar Tree haul for you guys. I know I don't usually do them on the live streams, but figure we'd switch it up a little bit. I went to Dollar Tree earlier, the one, not the one that I normally go to. I have two Dollar Trees in my area within about a 5-mile vicinity of each other. And this is the one I don't usually go to, but I'm glad I went today. Now, I got 4 boxes of these. These are the Mrs. Freshly's Delicious Deals glazed honey buns. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Matt, what in the world are you doing with honey buns when you're trying to keep your weight off? Well, let me tell you, these are actually pretty decent. Sometimes in the afternoons, like because I'm fasting, I need to have some sugar. And these are actually really decent. When I read the calories on here, you get 1 honey bun, and these are really good sized honey buns. You get 180 calories and only 9 grams of fat. And these do not have any high fructose corn syrup in them. You guys can see the nutrition facts right there. You'll probably have to pause it later, but the reason these are 4 for $1, waiting for it to refocus. Hello. There we go. The reason these are 4 for $1, they're about to expire. When I say expire, it's the Best Buy date. They say enjoy by February 14th. Well, you know what you can actually do with these? You can put these in the freezer. These will last for 2 or 3 years. So I think that's what I'm actually going to do. 4 boxes for $1. Definitely can't beat them at all. Eric goes, I love those honey buns, but they're not my favorite. Yeah, they're not mine either. But again, for a good pick-me-up, something that has a little bit of sugar and some carbs, it's a great option for me. Don Brody says, hey, Matt, I got an Apple IIgs. Oh, so jealous. I've wanted one of those for so many years. I almost had a chance to get one, but it fell through. 15 years ago at a garage sale for $40, not was signed, both drives and monitors, mouse, and the keyboard. That's a good score. Locally, about a month ago, there was somebody selling a WAS edition for $140, but I was really strapped for cash at the time. Unfortunately, I had to let it go. One of those things I really regret. I actually should have borrowed the money because honestly, $140 for that would have been a steal. It was the Apple IIgs WAS edition, had the original 13-inch color monitor. It had the 5.25-inch, 3.25-inch drive, and it even had some software with it and all the books. I really regret not getting it, but you know what? When you don't have the money, you don't have the money. Ruben goes, I'm going to art night on March 18th in my area. Very nice. Very nice. I love the arts. I don't always get out to them as much as I would like. We have like a wine festival here in Norfolk during the summer. Never been to it. I'm not really much of a wine drinker, but they also have like an art festival in Portsmouth, which is a little bit closer where I live. And I have been to that a few times in the past. I think that's in the spring sometime. I'll have to look it up. All right, continuing on with the Dollar Tree haul. I also picked up a pair of these Essentials non-slip swivel head hangers. This is going to be, one is going to be for my leather jacket and one is going to be for a blazer that I got the other day. And I like these. These are felt, like really felt. You can actually see my cat's hair, so I'm going to have to clean that off before I put anything on there. But as you can see, they do. Hang on a second. Okay. Well, apparently they're supposed to be swivel heads. I mean, I'm not crazy. It says it right there, but check this out. They don't turn. So either they're locked in place or they lied. I'll have to look into that later after I open them up. Next from Dollar Tree, few new products that that they have, some things that I was not aware of, so I assume they're new. I'm going to say that they're new, at least at my Dollar Tree. Now, someone pointed out a day or two ago from my vlog that they're like, man, what is wrong with the skin on your face? Well, I am having some issues with dry skin all over my body right now. When I take a shower at night, I've been using this apricot exfoliant, but it's not really specifically designed for my face or for your face. And I noticed that it's a little too abrasive and it takes more skin off than it's supposed to. So when I went to Dollar Tree today, I found this. This is Bolero Nourishing Facial Scrub, French Lavender and Citrus, 3.5 ounce. If it'll focus on there. I don't know if it will. There you go. Doesn't sound like a bad deal. I'm going to give it a try tonight in the shower. Hopefully you guys will notice a difference in my face when I do the next vlog, hopefully tomorrow. And then from the same brand, whatever this Bolero is, I also got these Nourishing and Cleansing Facial Wipes. Again, the same thing, French Lavender and Citrus. Pretty much, I'm trying to get everything and anything that will moisturize my face. Because, again, the problem is with this being wintertime, we have the forced air heat. It's drying out the air in my room, and that's what's causing the dry skin. As a matter of fact, you can see down there I have the humidifier going, and for good reason. I mean, I'm trying to get any bit of moisturizer in the air that I possibly can. I don't think these are a normal Dollar Tree item because it actually says distributed by Bolero Home Decor Incorporated, Sherman Oaks, California. So this may be like a one-time deal. So if these are really good, I'm going to go ahead and pick up a whole bunch more because, again, I need something to help moisturize my skin. From the same company, Mom actually picked this up for herself. This is Bolero Cranberry and Sweet Orange Pure Vegetable Soap. You guys can see that right there. Focus. I'll ask her how this is, but she wanted to try something different. And it doesn't really seem like a great deal to me, $1 for 1 bar of soap, but I mean, it seems like a decent sized bar. And I just noticed something. Somebody punctured the side of that in. I don't know. We'll see how good it is. And last but not least, Same thing. Mom got some of that same French, or what should I say, facial scrub. So that's it for the Dollar Tree haul for part of this live stream today. I'm sorry, tubers. I'm very, very tired. It's been a long day. I actually did get 30,000 steps, believe it or not. Go ahead and show you guys. I'm at 30,145 steps, and I'm actually not done walking because I got some more computers I have to work on tonight. So it's very possible I might even get to 31 or 32,000 steps. I'll go ahead and post I'll go ahead and post it on Facebook and Instagram on my accounts. Every time I get over 30,000, I always post it. Ruben asked, "Did you show anyone your hard drives? You said in the vlog yesterday." No, I didn't, and I thank you for reminding me. I'm going to go ahead and pull them over here real quick. I wound up getting 11 of them, but they're all the same. These are HGST enterprise grade drives. These are from manufacturer January 2014. You guys can see the label right there. These are 2 terabyte enterprise or server grade hard drives. These were actually being used in a server. These things are built like tanks. And I got a good deal on these. I wound up paying about $12 a piece. They are used hard drives, but they only have 27,000 hours. Now, you might say that sounds like a lot of hours, but these are actually rated for 2 million hours. Now, granted, chances are they're not all going to go 2 million hours, but that being said, these things are still babies, and I'm going to use these in my next builds. They're SATA 3 gigabytes a second. Let me see if there's any information. Made in Thailand, which I find that a lot of the better hard drives are made in Thailand. Stephen Barber goes, "I love those drives. They're my favorite, but like the non-enterprise ones, let me know how they work." I will. Yeah, a matter of fact, these are not the first ones I've gotten from this guy. I actually got a batch of these about 6 months ago, but they were older ones. They were from 2012, and they had more hours on them, and they work great. I mean, I have not had a single one fail on me. Out of all the drives I got from him, including the first batch, one drive had like 2 bad sectors, and I was able to repair that with I think C tools is what I used, and even that drive is still going strong today. Stephen Barber goes, "I did my taxes. I can tell you for sure I am getting the iPhone 8 Plus. Can't wait. There will be an unboxing video." Awesome. Can't wait to see that, dude. Yeah, got to get mine done soon, too. Always have a good tax guy, I'll tell you that, because with running a business and YouTube being another business, it's really hard to get your taxes done. So I have a good tax guy that I trust. I give him all the numbers, and he does everything for me. Doesn't charge me a lot either. Don Brody said, "Hey, Matt, I've been watching your old videos back to 09. Gets me hyped for thrifting. I found a 19-inch LG Flattron monitor for $5 and an LG Smart Blu-ray player for $7. Great scores on those for sure. I like those LG 19-inch monitors. The Flattrons were very, very well made. I'll be honest with you, lately I've been finding a lot of the cheaper ones like the Westinghouse monitors, which haven't really held up that well over time. They tend to suffer from bloated and failing capacitors, especially now that they're pushing the 10-year-old mark. Mr. Jimmy says, "Can't wait till the price of SSDs are as cheap as hard drives for the same size in gigabytes." It's going to be a while. SSDs I've gone down dramatically in price from what they were maybe 2-3 years ago. But honestly, they're still up there, and there are good deals to be had. Best Buy, in particular, where I am, runs really good deals, maybe 2 or 3 times a month. And I think the PNY drive I got last time, it was a 240 gig. I think I paid $60 for that, and that's not a bad deal either. Eric, if you remember, if you don't mind, share the link to those. Matter of fact, I can do that. Share. You don't mind if I share the link to those hard drives you bought from Tiger Direct, the SSDs? Let me know, because I won't share it unless you tell me it's okay. CFWW says I got a data 1 terabyte for $85. That's an SSD. That's a great deal. If not, even for a conventional hard drive, that's still a pretty good deal. Okay, so Eric doesn't mind me sharing the link to that site. I'll go ahead and do that for you guys real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Here we go. Oh, it's telling me. There we go. You guys can click on that if you're interested. What do we got? 19 watchers, 18 likes. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming. I know it's hard on Valentine's Day, but I figured some of you guys, like me, probably don't have a sweetheart right now, and maybe you just want to go ahead and talk. I'm still out there looking for that special person. I'm telling you, it's really hard. I've had 2 serious relationships in my life, and they both kind of ended badly. One was my fault, the other one was her fault. I'm not going to tell you which was which. You guys don't need to know that much about my personal life. But I'm still hopeful. You know, I'm still young enough to where I think there's still a girl out there for me, and probably for you as well. Sonic Wang's going to help me get to 40 likes. Well, I'd appreciate that. Thank you guys very, very much. I'm actually going to watch a video when this is over. Laws Broken. This is from Legal Eagle. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. They're going to talk about everything in that movie that is to where they broke a law. I haven't watched it yet, so I'll have to let you guys know how that turns out. Sonic Wang goes, I will never have a girlfriend ever. Well, I mean, that's your prerogative. I mean, there are times that I felt that way too, honestly. Relationships are tedious at best. Once you get married, sometimes I've heard it's honestly better, because if you get to the point where you want to marry somebody, you pretty much know you're compatible. And, you know, even if you're not, there is that divorce option, which is sad. But I've seen a lot of good relationships at work, and I'm really hoping to find my quote-unquote soulmate. Don Brody asks, hey, Matt, do you have any Commodore equipment? I have a 64 and a 128 with the 1541 drive, cartridge, modem, monitor, and mouse. Yes, as a matter of fact, I have all of those things except the Commodore 128. I should set up again. Matter of fact, I probably have 4 or 5 Commodore 64 sitting in that closet. But what I don't have right now is a working power supply. And that's something I really want to work on too, because I probably have 200 to 300 programs, games mostly, for the Commodore 64/128 that I really want to play again. Specifically, I have Atari Hits and Ms. Pac-Man, and I like the version of Ms. Pac-Man that they have for the Commodore 64. It's unlike any other version that you can get for anything. It's not like the one that they have for the NES, the Super NES. It's not even like the Ms. Pac PC that they ported over to DOS back in the mid-90s. Eric goes, tomorrow is supposed to be about 60 degrees, so I pulled the S10 out so I can drive it to work. Nice. Yeah, I like your S10. I might get one someday when I don't have two cars. Eric says, honestly, I was married before. It really doesn't last long because shortly after we discovered that the only thing we had in common was car stuff, and luckily it ended smoothly. That's nice when it can end smoothly. It's even nicer to me when it can end with an annulment and not an actual divorce. And for those of you who don't know what is an annulment, is basically saying that we messed up. It's early on in the relationship. Let's get this annulment, which basically means it's like it never happened. Whereas a divorce means, yeah, we're married, but we realize it's not working. It's later on down the road, and then we have to figure out how to divvy up all the assets and get out of this thing. Divorce is much more complicated. Don Brody, do you have the Jaws 64 game? No, I don't have any 64 games, not pertaining to movies. Well, no, I tell a lie. I do have the what is it? The Ghostbusters one, but that's about it. That's good. So it ended in annulment. That's always better. Sonic Wayne goes, Matt, use Tinder. Maybe. I can't hardly keep up with the social media that I have now. And that's what I want to say to you guys. If you guys message me, and I want to, let me see if I can pull this up. I know there are a few people that have been sending me messages about the changing out the logo. And I'm trying to get back with everybody about that. It's just really hard right now because there's a lot of things going on in my personal life, stuff that I can't really discuss with you guys here. So please don't feel offended if I don't get back to you right away. With everything that's going on, it just may take some time. And, you know, life happens like that where, certain things have to take priority. And right now I have some priorities that I just can't discuss on the YouTube channel, unfortunately. Eric goes, honestly, we were two people with nearly zero self-confidence, and yeah, it was a mess. Yeah, I feel that way too sometimes. I am not a very self-confident person, even though I come across in these videos as having a lot of confidence. In my personal life, I really don't. I usually would tend to gravitate towards women, powerful women that were more type A personality, whereas I'm more type B. And I would wind up being like a puppet. And I couldn't handle that after a while. And honestly, that's why at least one of the relationships ended. The other one ended because we just weren't compatible. I mean, we didn't have enough in common at the time. Now we actually have more in common. So I don't know. Maybe I'll revisit that relationship in the future. I-36 says, I have no plans to get married either. I have a friend. We go out every 2 weeks. I have friends with benefits. You don't have to answer that, but that's okay. Marriage is not for everyone. My two uncles never got married. You have to find that right person. You want to get married for the right reasons. Don't ever think you have to get married just to get married. That is not a good reason. You get married because you found somebody, you enjoy spending time with them, and you realize you can't live another day without them. That's a reason to get married. Getting married just because you don't want to be alone is not a good reason. There are other ways not to be lonely and not get married, basically. No, I don't watch Eli the computer guy. I actually don't watch a lot of computer related YouTubers, not at least not at the moment. I'm more into the cars now. I watch a lot of Jay Smart's videos, the guy from North Carolina. I watch Scotty Kilmer. I watch Big Al's Auto and also Uberman or Auto Auction Rebuilds is his new channel name. Those are the ones I've been watching primarily now. And of course, if I want to watch something a little more raunchy, I turn on Kid Behind a Camera or what is it? What's Jesse's channel? My mind just went blank. Psycho Dad. I can't think of it right now. Sonic Wang goes, I need a friend with benefits. Funny. I-36 says, no, it's not friends with benefits, just friends we go out, eat, and we watch a movie on DVD. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Actually, it's better, honestly. Eric goes, well, good news. Shortly after my upcoming Virginia trip will come some automotive videos featuring the S10, LOL. Well, I assume that probably means you're going to be picking up some parts for it. And yes, before you guys ask, Eric and I have planned to see each other. I am going to go and visit him this time, hopefully. He's always welcome to come here, too. Let me get a sip of water here. I'm telling you, I'm really upset with these new water bottles. In my area, you cannot get the old school water jugs that have the handles, the ones that look like the milk jugs. Now they're in these things. And the problem with these, there's no way to hold on to them. They do come with a little handle on top, but those things break really quickly, and there's no way to drink it with that. Because you guys know me, I drink water right out of the jug. What I should start doing is the few times that I can find the old school ones with the handles, get those and just refill them. Or better yet, just refill some of the milk jugs. Though even Aldi has changed their milk jugs now from the standard ones that we're used to ones that have this kind of weird sloping spigot or a nozzle. They're weird. I'll have to show it to you guys sometimes. I can't even explain what it looks like. It's bizarre. Reviews for Noob says, we need Matt to beat PewDiePie in subs. I'm trying to do some more cooking videos. You guys keep telling me that that you like the cooking videos, so I'm going to try to do some more of those in the future. I have some more ideas for what's for dinner. You guys really seem to like those, quite a few of you out there, but I don't want to do it about things that are boring. I'm going to save it for when we do dinners like the filet mignon, maybe something in the air fryer like a fried chicken or a pork chop. But when we do these like typical like roast chicken dinners, I mean, that's kind of boring to me. I did pick up a couple of frozen dinners from Dollar Tree that I want to go ahead and review for you guys. Let me know if you're interested in that, because they're actually pretty decent. They're macaroni and cheese. One's macaroni and cheese, one is ziti with meat sauce. But they're really good. They're low in calorie. The whole thing for the mac and cheese, I think, was 310 calories. And for the ziti was 280 calories. So let me guys know in the comments if you'd be interested in seeing a food review about that. Tyler's here. Hey, Tyler. He goes, the reason why my Xbox didn't work is because it has a Seagate ST1000 hard drive. And I replaced it with a Western Digital Scorpio Black 7200 RPM. Works good now. Yeah. Tyler and I have had long discussions about the quality, or in this case, lack of quality of modern Seagate hard drives. And it's funny because up until a few years back, Seagate was a decent hard drive manufacturer. As a matter of fact, I have quite a few 320 gig Seagate Barracuda drives from the late 2000s, like 2009, 2010. And they're solid drives. I mean, they're really reliable. But to go out today and pick up like a new Seagate Barracuda drive, they're total junk. Half the time, they won't even last 2 months without getting bad sectors, and even some with motor failures. Robert Jones goes, I like the thrift store haul videos. Yes, as a matter of fact, though, more of those are definitely coming tomorrow. Now, don't hold me to this. This is weather and time permitting. Mom and I are thinking about going back to Castle Creek, what is it? Castle Creek Park in Smithfield to walk the outer loop. And I'm going to go and hit up all the thrift stores there, hopefully find some more goodies for you guys. I'm telling you, I love what I do with the thrift stores, and I love taking you guys along with me. I'm going to try to film more in the thrift stores if at all possible. The main two reasons I don't is one, usually the thrift stores around here are blaring music and I get a copyright strike. And number two, people in this area are very strange about filming. Even if I'm really, really careful, if somebody sees I have the camera up, chances are they're going to say something to me. So time and everything taking in consideration, I am going to try to get some more footage in the thrift stores. And I'll try to scatter it. Generally, I go towards the electronic section, but maybe one day I'll go and film the video games, the DVDs, and the bric-a-brac stuff too. I386 says, I have a 2 terabyte that has some issues according to Crystal Disk Info. Crystal Disk Info is a good tool for diagnosing problems with hard drives, but it's not the end all or be all. Crystal Disk Info will throw up a caution even if you only have 1 or 2 bad sectors. And just because you have a 2, 3, 4, even up to 5 bad sectors does not mean that the hard drive is failing. What you want to do is download something called Hard Drive Sentinel. That will actually tell you how many bad sectors you have on the drive. So that, used in conjunction with Crystal Disk Info, will give you a more realistic picture of the health of your hard drive. Tyler goes, I'm not sure what he's saying there. I got a drive with 8,000 hours on it, still working, a Western Digital Purple 1 terabyte surveillance hard drive. 5,400 RPM, SATA 6 gig, 64 meg cache. Yeah, those drives are really reliable, and they have to be because they're used in security systems. So if one of those hard drives fail and say that they were trying to look at footage from a robbery or something, Western Digital could get sued. So yes, they are definitely reliable. 5,400 RPM, you would definitely not want that as a boot drive, but for legacy storage, that's perfectly fine. The program is called Hard Drive Sentinel. You can download the Pro version, but it'll expire in like 30 days. But of course, you can just re-download it again if you want, and then you can pay for it and unlock some other features too. But yeah, it's called Hard Drive Sentinel, like the Sentinel. Don Brody goes, room tour. I will do another room tour once I clean up a little bit. It's a little messy right now, and I really don't want to show my room when it's really messy. Thank you, Tyler. I knew Tyler knew about it. Tyler's the one that actually turned me on to Hard Drive Sentinel. Reviews for Noobs says, I've only had one hard drive fail on me. Was an old 1 terabyte Seagate hard drive from 2012 or 2013. Yeah, that was around the Maxter transition to where they absorbed Maxter, and that's actually when they started becoming problematic. I don't know if you guys know this, but back around that time, there were a humongous amount of floods, like in Thailand and other parts of Asia where the hard drives were being manufactured. And if you notice, ever since then, the prices of hard drives have risen steadily. Well, that's because there is not as many on the market. A lot of these manufacturers, their facilities were destroyed, and quite a few of them didn't have the money to rebuild. So that's why only now hard drive prices are starting to go down, because a lot of these manufacturers are finally getting up on their feet again. Eric Brunhammer goes, you should watch a video from Technology Connections about the time-lapse VCR. It's a pretty cool technology. I saw that video. Yeah, I saw the post up. I didn't actually get a chance to watch it yet, though. I'm glad you mentioned VCRs, because That is a huge untapped market right now. For those of you out there that are in the reselling game like I am, VCRs are very hot right now. People are trying to transfer their old VHS tapes to DVD again, and people are not only that, but they're really into this retro kick now, anything analog. So if you guys go to your thrift stores and you find these VCRs for cheap, pick them up. Now, there are two things you want to look for. One, you want to make sure the VCRs have hi-fi stereo. Don't buy the Menorah ones, the one because people are not going to buy them. They just want stereo ones. And two, if you can find ones that have remotes with them, that's a huge plus. But not necessary because you can actually go on eBay and buy remotes for $5 or $10, and sometimes even cheaper than that. And another thing you want to do before you sell them, you want to make sure you test them thoroughly, make sure they play, make sure they record. And when you go to put them up for sale, you want to pair them with the manual, which you can usually download online as a PDF. And go ahead and throw in a few extra blank tapes. I do that all the time. And also, of course, you want to put in the connections. Usually I'll just throw in pair of composite cables, maybe a coax cable too if I have it. But I've had no trouble getting $40, $50, even $60 for a VCR. And generally I'll pay about $2 to $3 for them at thrift stores. I'm not kidding. They're that cheap. Reviews for Noob says, I hated when tape players would eat the tapes. Yeah, generally that's because of bad belts. And that's something you want to check when you get the VCRs, but really you'll be able to tell that right off the bat because even though they may play, when you go to rewind and fast forward, they may not rewind at all or they're very slow. That'll tell you that the belts are starting to fail. And all that you can honestly check at the thrift store before you buy it. It's really easy because most of the time the thrift stores have a plethora of tapes lying around. So if you see a VCR at your thrift store, plug it up, put a tape in, play it. Make sure you rewind and fast forward and make sure those functions work properly. And heck, if they have a TV there, hook it up to the TV. A lot of the thrift stores, at least in my area, have a TV set up specifically for testing VCRs and DVD players. Don Brody asks, does Dollar Tree have a GPS mount of any kind? Yes, they do, but don't buy it. It's a mount that actually gets mounted into one of your vents. And not only are they really crappy, but chances are you'll break your vents. Don't do it. You're better off going to Walmart. Walmart, I think, had a Case Logic brand one for like $5. Trust me, it's well worth it. Eric Brunhammer goes, every thrift store he goes to has multiple copies of Titanic. Use that movie to test. Yeah, you might as well. That's about what it's worth. And I'm not dissing Titanic. It was really a great movie, but there are just way too many copies out there. Nick Roberts wants to get the stream past 30 likes. I want to too. So guys, help me out. If you haven't clicked that like button yet, go ahead and do that for me. We're at 20 watchers, 38 minutes. I'm going to try to get as close to an hour as possible. But honestly, guys, I am really, really starting to lose steam here. So help me out here. Come on, let's get some good questions going on here. I386 says, the Seagate has a pending sector count and uncorrectable sector count. I have not tried the other program yet. Okay, so pending sectors means that they're sectors that may be repairable if you run the C-Tool software. So you want to go ahead and try that. Uncorrectable means that they're never going to be corrected. Run the C-Tool software, see what it can fix. And once you do that, see how many bad sectors there are. If it's under 15, then you're usually pretty good. Anything over 15 as a general rule, then I would think about replacing the hard drive because that means there could be an actual physical problem with the drive. Don Brody, I grew up with VHS and VCRs. Glad to see them come back. Miss going to the video store. I do too. I miss go. I remember fondly Friday afternoon. Mom would pick me up from school. We would go to Blockbuster Video. We would rent a movie, and sometimes she'd even let me get the Jiffy Pop, the actual right before you check out the check stand, the impulse buy area. They were very smart. They would have cotton candy. They would have popcorn, microwavable popcorn, or the Jiffy Pop is what we would get. And they would have various types of candy. Sometimes she would let me get both. She would actually let me get the popcorn and the candy bar. And I remember that fondly. It's actually really sad that they're closed. But you know what? With Netflix and video on demand now, just really isn't a need for it. Robert Jones asks, Matt, what sets the speed on an SSD hard drive? The manufacturers. Honestly, a lot of it has to do with the type of memory that they put on there. But I find that generally read speeds are about 550 megabits per second, write speeds maybe 480. Generally, that's about what you're going to get out of a average SSD. Now, if you get one that has maybe higher end memory modules like something with NAND technology, you might get them up to 700 or 800 megabits per second, but generally that's a good baseline what I gave you. Stephen Barber goes, when my VCR comes, I am doing an unboxing, but don't hold me to it. I won't. I never do. You will be I'll be too excited not and not doing it. LOL, knowing me. Yeah, I've had a few of those in the past. Don Brody says our VCR cost $400.85. Two-head Magnavox. Had it for 7 years. I think the first VCR we got was a JVC 4-head in I think 85 as well. And I believe that set us back $480. That lasted a long time though. Honestly, I think we got at least 10 or 12 years out of that VCR. Oh, excuse me. William McCullough goes, excellent vlog. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I like this. Eric Brunhammer wrote, the speed is set by the controller. Also, your China Pride ones don't have DRAM. Just like anything China Pride, honestly. Nick Roberts says he had a Mitsubishi VCR. I don't think I ever owned personally a Mitsubishi VCR. My grandmother had one, and I remember it was very reliable. She had that, I think, till the day she died, and yeah, never had a problem with it. I was actually going to ask her for it because she was starting to get rid of stuff, but it wasn't a stereo VCR, and at the time, I really needed to have a stereo VCR. You know, I was wondering why the cats weren't coming in to say hi. It's because I shut the door. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I-386 said, my first VCR in the 80s and had 15 channels. So it wasn't a cable-ready one. I had a couple of those, too. Yeah, and I remember you could manually tune like 15 channels, and it would go from, either channel 2 to 69 or 2 to 83, depending on the brand. And they were a pain because you actually had to move the wheel to get to the different channels. That was a pain in the butt. All right, tubers, I'm going to have to end it here because I'm starting to lose my voice. I'm trying to drink the water, but that's not working. I hope you guys really enjoyed this live stream. Hopefully there's going to be a vlog tomorrow. Don't hold me to it. If we don't get over to Smithfield, I probably won't vlog because I'm not going to do a vlog if it's going to be boring. Please continue to like and subscribe. We did get to 30 likes. Thank you guys very much. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.